Welcome back to the VerSLAPpen podcast, everybody. And today we're going to be having a very good and nice, fun format for today. So today's format, we're gonna be having the guessing game with Chris. So he's a non-F1 fan, and we're gonna show him pictures of F1 and see if he can guess it. Works best on YouTube, so just go to our YouTube page and watch it from there. The next part we're gonna talk about Turkey. We're gonna talk about Esteban Ocon doing a full race without stopping once. Then we're also going to be talking about the new F1 calendar. So we have a lot of things to go about. And we're also going to be talking about the US Grand Prix stats. So if you're ready to do this, please hit that follow button, subscribe if you're on YouTube, and if you're listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, follow and watch some of our older ones. Thank you. And let's get straight into the first segment, which is the guessing game. Namo,
Okay,
let's go for it.
So let's start. So if you guys don't know, the rules are we're basically gonna give a non-F1 fan a picture of a Formula 1 driver, the people watching you might already know because of course it's a podcast about F1. So we're gonna give him some clues and some hints and some description about the driver, and we'll see what he thinks his name is. Okay, so the first driver he's Mexican. He drives for Red Bull right now. And
very fast. He's actually very fast. I think
underrated.
he's one of the first drivers to go from P20 to P1.
Yeah.
So one of the first drivers to do that. So Chris, what do you think his name is?
Well, judging by his appearance and his clothing, I think his name might be Johnny.
What?
Jordan?
Jordan?
No, Johnny.
Oh, Johnny.
Oh, Johnny.
Like
Yeah.
Johnny.
Johnny, yes, Papa.
Yeah.
Johnny is a Mexican name.
Okay.
We'll take it. I mean,
We'll take it next one.
that's your final answer?
Yeah.
Right. Well, it's Sergio Perez. More Mexican than Johnny. Alright, so let's move on to second driver. This is... Oh, I can't say his name, right? This is a Ferrari driver. He's like from Monaco, and he's really
very good at
unlucky.
Choking.
Yeah, choking. And he's
What
pretty
is his
young.
name? And it's impossible to name his right name. It's like so many accents, like Charles. Oh my god! Oh.
The
Nothing.
first name with a C, last name with an L. Starts with.
I've actually seen this guy.
What's his name?
It's like Sands or something.
Scams.
Sands. It's something.
Oh, Sam.
Sands.
San?
I mean, like SAINZ, something like that.
Oh,
Science.
Huh?
Yes.
Oh. I mean, they did play in the same team for a bit, you know.
Yep. But it's actually not. So is that your final answer?
Yeah.
I mean, it's actually not Carlos Sainz, but it's pretty close. It's Charles Leclerc. Yeah, let's move on to the third driver. He drives for Haas, possibly the worst team in F1 this season.
Facts.
Some F2 cars might go faster. I'm not really sure, but he's German. His father has been an F1 icon. He's one of the GOATs in F1. So it's one of the reasons why he's in F1 right now. So, and his first name starts with an M. Last name starts with a S.
First name starts with M.
A German name with an M. It's not that common, but it's still common. I don't know if that makes sense, but
I don't know any German names, so the best name I got was Michael.
Oh.
Okay. What do you think about the last name, the S? That might be, once you hear it, you might recognize it because the last name is pretty famous. But what do you think it is?
Sanchez.
Michael Sanchez.
Wait. How do you get from Michael to Sanchez?
That name should have been with the first driver.
Oh,
So you're going Michael Sanchez.
yes.
Okay, well it's actually Mick Schumacher, and his father is his name is Michael Schumacher. You might know him, maybe. Schumacher is a very common. I mean, it's a very famous last name in F1. Right, next driver, probably the goats of F1 right now.
Where'd you find
You
these
drive for
photos?
Mercedes. I don't know. I should have picked a better picture. You can see he has messy hair, and not Lionel Messi. But he drives for Mercedes, the best team in F1 right now, maybe. And
Okay.
first name starts with an L, last name starts with an H.
His head looks like a jungle, man.
There's a ch-
Uh,
Alright, so his first name starts with a L.
yeah,
Um,
it's common L first L name,
I'm an L name.
common one.
Leo. Leo.
pretty close. Pretty
Yeah, yeah,
close.
it's pretty
Yeah.
common too.
Okay, what about the last name? H. Starts with H.
H.
No. Hamel. Famous
You might have
musical.
seen the
No, wait, no. Lewis Hamilton.
Okay, you got it right. I mean, he's pretty famous. I mean, yeah, that's correct.
Pretty good. Next one.
Oh, dude,
The
it's
fact that
probably
his regular photo is so funny is like
you just staring into your soul.
Like punch you.
I mean, okay, he's I think Finnish. He's
yeah, I think
from
he is.
Finland. Yeah, and he's nicknamed the Iceman, and he's one of the oldest driver in F1 right now.
Yeah.
And his first name starts with a K, last name starts with an R. None of those names are common.
Yeah.
You just have to guess, bro.
Gotta guess. Alright. Using my magical powers, my Asian powers.
Yes, sir.
Asian boy.
Kobe.
Kobe, like Kobe beef or Kobe Bryant.
No, Kelby.
Oh, Calvin.
Oh,
No!
Calvin.
Kelby.
Calvin. Okay.
Yeah, sure, Kelvin. Sure.
Calvin the Chipmunk.
Calvin the chipmunk. Okay, nice.
What about his last name? It starts with an R.
Ray. Sorry.
Whoa.
Calvin Romeo.
Yeah. That's what I said.
You
Yeah,
said
yeah.
that's what you said.
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
Calvin
My
Romeo,
my speech.
like Alfa Romeo.
Yeah. Sure.
I mean that's wrong. I mean it's very very close. It's actually Kimi
Yeah.
Räikkönen. That's very close, bro.
I mean, you got the team. You got the team that he drives for. That's just pretty impressive.
Yeah, I think this is our last driver. Oh no, there's one more.
Oh, Jesus.
As you can see, he's very sexy.
Okay, Axel.
Uh, always British. You might see the last name a little bit, but you just pretend it's not there. Um, he drives for Williams, and next year he's going to the best team in F1. And again, he's very sexy, as you can see. And his first name starts with G, last name starts with an R.
Oh, yo, okay. So, bro, he's kind of so sexy.
I'm too sexy for this girl, too sexy for your girl.
So what is?
Come on, bro, don't act.
Bro,
No homo.
he makes me act up, bro. Not gonna lie. Oh wait, what is his name? What is his first name?
First name's a G, last name's an R.
G.
Yeah. A pretty common G name.
Common G name?
Yeah.
Yeah, G. Gator.
Gator?
Name is Gayer.
Alex
Jesus.
Gator. I mean, wait.
No, no.
Wait, no. Alligator. That's what I meant to say.
Yeah. Gatorade Russell.
Yeah, Gatorade Russell.
Bro.
It's pretty close, bro. Pretty close.
Or he
It's
can get it. Yeah.
Gator Russell. Gatorade
Yeah.
Russell.
Yeah, Gatorade Russell.
Bro, that's pretty impressive.
But like, yeah, he looks too
Pretty
sexy.
close, bro. Got the
Pretty
last name
close.
right.
Yeah, I know.
So it's George Russell, actually.
Oh, so close.
Yeah, it's very close, bro. I
So
think
close.
half a
How did
point
you
for
do
that,
that?
maybe.
Yeah. Let's go have a point.
Alright. Last driver. As you can see from this picture, he looks like a pterodactyl. But he's Spanish. He drives for Ferrari, and he and his first name starts with a C, last name starts with an S. CS. And he's sponsored by some beer company.
Yes.
Yeah, CS. It's worse.
Chris.
Chris.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes. Saxophone. What?
Chris saxophone.
The saxophone matches his shirt. Yeah. That's my final guess.
Chris saxophone.
Yeah.
Dude, that's probably the closest one so far. So his name is Carlos Sainz. And he's a really good
Oh.
driver.
Yeah, pretty impressive.
Well, that's very close. I think that is it for this segment. So now we're gonna move on so we can say bye to Chris.
Bye.
I'm very sad without you. Alright, let's
And
move
then-
on.
Okay, what's the next segment?
I think it's Turkey. Yeah, it's Turkey. Let's talk about the
The
last Turkey
Turkish
race.
Grand Prix. So was that the last Grand Prix?
Yeah.
For sure it was, yeah.
So the
And that
Turkish Grand Prix, we saw a new livery from Red Bull.
it was pretty impressive. I think it looked really cool.
Yeah, but I think the McLaren Golf livery looks much better.
Yeah, that was a really cool livery. Also, we saw Valtteri Bottas's first win of the season. I'm pretty sure
Yep.
it's been a really up and down season for Valtteri Bottas, but I think hey, I'm happy he got his first win. It was a
Yeah.
much needed win for him.
It's been very inconsistent this season compared to like other seasons he's got.
Yeah, but I think it's also because of the other teams getting much better, like Sergio Perez and the Red Bull getting much better, and McLaren are started pushing up in that upper echelon where only Red Bull and Mercedes have been competing. So I think it's a very good season number to have next season, because next season when everyone's going to be developed to their finest, I think we're going to have 3 championship contenders, not just 2 but 3 with McLaren. What do you think?
And George. Yeah. Yeah, I think 3. Maybe Ferrari. Maybe.
Maybe Ferrari can, maybe Ferrari can push up, because Ferrari has been doing very excellent. Charles Leclerc finished 4th in the Grand Prix, earning himself 12 points. Very impressive. And then we see another Red Bull 2-3. I think Red Bull is taking the lead with the constructors. Am I right?
No, I think it's Mercedes, but Red Bull's Max Verstappen is leading the
Oh
drivers.
yeah. How do you
So
feel
it's
about that?
pretty interesting. I mean, I kind of want to see this end like right now, like Verstappen wins and Mercedes wins. So
Yeah.
so win-win, but not for the other constructor and not for the other driver. It's gonna be pretty interesting to see. So yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be a very good season we have left
Also,
in store.
this is kind of off topic, but I find it really funny how after Bottas was announced as a Alfa Romeo driver for next year, he gets like more points than everybody on the paddock right now.
He's like, finally, I'm out of Lewis Hamilton's shadow.
This is karma. Okay, so let's move on to the Turkey. I mean, before the race, it was kind of raining, and we saw in like I think it was free practice, one of the free practice. It was raining actually really hard that they had to go on wet tires, or maybe they're just testing it. But yeah, but once it was time for the race, we weren't really sure between to go with intermediates or like the slicks. So we saw Valtteri. Sorry, my bad. Sebastian Vettel going
Yeah.
on slicks, and that turned out horribly for him. So
Yeah.
it just really shows that when it's between like drying up, the track is drying up, and when the track is drying up, it's really hard to choose between tires because you're gonna
Yeah.
take a huge risk by taking slicks, or you can either play it safe by taking intermediates.
Yeah, I mean, it is basically a game of strategy, and
Yeah.
I think that the Aston Martin didn't play the game right. I mean, what would you do in that situation? Would you go for the wet, or would you go for the mediums, or how would you play that in that situation?
If I was a team principal, I would probably look at what other teams are doing first.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
but of course that would depends on what team you're managing. If you're like, for example, Ferrari, if you're Ferrari, then and you're leading the race, I think at that point you should just go full race with it. You just should fully send it because the cars behind you, they're really fast. They're faster than you. But
yeah.
but I think F1, you can hear the other team radios. So if you're
Mhm.
Charles Leclerc and you hear that Lewis Hamilton doesn't want to go in pit, then I think you should stay out and maybe try win the race.
Yeah, I mean, like we saw what Esteban Ocon did with like a fully no pits stop. So maybe it's just it's just basically a strategy game, and like
Yeah.
with what they did, I think that they did correctly. So, I mean, we're gonna see a lot more of these strategies being put into more races, and I think when teams start getting a lot more data, they can start making the choices. Because when Lando Norris was leading one of the Grand Prix and then he decided for himself, I think the team principal should have been like, Lando, we respect your decision. However, we have the data on what is going to happen. So we really suggest, because I think the team has to start getting in the way of drivers and just saying to them, hey, we've got this data. We want to use it. And trust me, it's going to work. Because what we saw with Lando Norris is that, it didn't work and it cost him the race.
Yeah. But sometimes it also depends on the driver to give the team feedbacks about how the track is.
100%, yeah. But I think it has to be a bit of 50-50 because, like, they're both giving out. Because, like, the driver can feel how the track is, and then the team also has the data of it. So it's a lot of 50-50, yeah.
Yeah. Also in the Turkish Grand Prix, I thought Valtteri Bottas was very underrated, was kind of very under like the shadows. Because of course, if
Yeah.
you're leading the race like all alone, like 10 seconds ahead, then the camera, the TV director wouldn't
Mm,
really want to be focusing on you. They want to be focusing it on the overtakes and the race. For
yeah.
example, like Max Verstappen, Lewis Hamilton, overtaking and coming up the grid.
I mean, Charles Leclerc did a fabulous job defending Lewis Hamilton. I think I'm gonna give
Yeah,
Charles Leclerc some props. But I was watching the race and I was just like, wow, Charles Leclerc is a title contender racer.
yeah,
He's just not in the best situation right now, but he is a good driver. He's not afraid to take on challenges against Lewis Hamilton, against
yeah.
and I think against Max Verstappen. And I think that's gonna be a proving point. So maybe when Ferrari get better, or maybe if he decides to leave, I think we might see him winning some World Series. I really believe that.
Yeah.
Because if you can defend one of the greatest drivers of all time, then I'm pretty sure he's nothing to. Um, I think he's pretty done now.
Yeah, and we also saw lots of like young drivers,
Yeah,
defending
there are a
like
lot of
off
fearless.
great drivers like Yuki Tsunoda, for example,
Mhm.
or Mick Schumacher in Hungary. But Yuki
Yeah,
Tsunoda this race was defending Lewis like he was fighting for his own title, which is like
yeah.
that's the, that's
It's amazing. It's amazing.
that's the perks of having two Red Bull teams,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
four
And he should.
drivers defending
Yeah.
against your enemy. So yeah,
I mean, it's really good. I just think that Yuki Tsunoda. I think that if he continues with this, it's just like I want to see drivers who are like don't care if it's blue flags or like when it's blue flags you have to move obviously, but if they're behind you and they did an undercut strategy and you're ahead of them and there's no blue flags, you gotta be fearless. Like I hate it when drivers just like when there's a fast car behind them, just let them go and there's no blue flags. And I
yeah,
think with drivers like Yuki Tsunoda who are just not afraid just to battle the greatest of all time, those aspects of the driver go look and be like, okay, that person, if he can develop, I need to sign him to my top team contender because he's not afraid to take the risks and he's a fearless driver.
yeah. We also saw that with Alex Albon back in Toro
Yes.
Rosso. He was
Before
really fear.
Lewis Hamilton took him out twice, I think it was.
Yeah, that was really sad to be honest.
Yeah, he was doing really good.
He was about to get his first podium like two times, not just once.
Yeah, twice. I think
I
he was
mean,
wasn't he leading one race? Like
no, he was second. And
Oh
then
yeah.
then Austria, he was fighting to go. It's probably when he said in an interview when he passed Lewis Hamilton, he was already aiming to go for Bottas. I mean, he really got like a good momentum out of that overtake, but then
Yeah.
of course there was like the crash. And then we saw on the team radio, Alex was calling him a sore loser,
Yeah.
which I think would be really awkward the next time they saw each other.
Yeah, but I mean, he is the greatest of all time, and
Yeah.
it
And
is what it is.
Alex just said that because what's happened, after.
Yeah.
Of course, everybody would be mad after they got crashed out of the race, especially in your second year in F1 fighting for a podium. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, that was it for Turkey. Now let's go with the new F1 calendar. Are you ready?
Yeah. So the new
Oh.
F1 calendar consists of Bahrain, Australia, like not being the first opener this season, next season, I mean. And then our second race is Jeddah in Saudi Arabia. I mean, I can see that happen because both countries are in Asia and the Middle East. They're really close to each other. So the travel cost, it won't be that much.
Yeah.
Then we move to Australia for the 8th to the 10th of April.
Mhm.
And then we go to Imola, which is not confirmed yet, but it's most likely to, I think. And
Yeah.
then surprisingly, we head to America in Miami, which is
Mhm.
very surprising because I think the US should be around the back, like at the end of the calendar, since there's 2 US Grand Prix next
Yeah.
season.
Yeah. Also, and the Austin Grand Prix.
Yeah, which is perhaps our next race this season.
Yep.
And then after Miami, we have Barcelona. One of those kind of boring tracks of.
Yeah. I'm not really excited for Barcelona, but then after that we get Monaco. Just
Yes,
always a great race.
I mean, not always a great race, but it has the history behind it. I mean, it
Yeah. Yeah.
kind of depends on qualifying. Qualifying is
Yeah,
very
because
important. Monaco.
there's not a lot of overtakes. I think
Yeah,
the only place to overtake is when someone crashes or does a mistake.
yeah. And
This is
after
this.
Monaco, of course, we have Azerbaijan, Baku.
Oh, I love Baku. Amazing track that is.
That's also when we saw Charles Leclerc calling him stupid. Was it?
Yeah.
I am stupid. And then after that, we have Canada,
Mhm.
who we didn't get to see this season, but Canada. I'm very looking forward to see Canada in the track again. I mean, racing in
Yeah.
Canada again. Then after Canada, we have Silverstone. This time, just one race.
Mhm.
And after Silverstone, we have Austria. This time, also one time racing. No, two times.
Mhm.
Then after Austria, we have France. Of course, is it three? Great Britain,
Yeah.
Austria, then France. That's very common.
Mhm.
And after France, we have Budapest, which last 2 years gave us some like great racing.
Yeah.
And after Budapest, we have Spa, which is a very
Yeah.
iconic track. Of course, we saw Antonio Hubert crash there, and it was very tragic.
Mhm.
After Spa, we have Netherlands, who this year haven't had like had a boring race this year. I think I have
Yeah.
to
Very
say.
boring.
And after that, we have Monza. So
Oh,
I'm very
great
looking
race.
forward for Monza too.
Monza's always a great race.
Yeah, and then we
The
have
Ferrari home Grand Prix, amazing.
and the podium too, the podium celebration. If a
Yeah.
Ferrari is on there. Then after Monza, we have Sochi, which is another
Sochi.
boring race, but surprisingly gave us a not so bad race this year.
Mhm.
That was a very huge surprise for me.
And then after that, we have Singapore, which is just amazing. I think I might be able to watch that if
We
we.
haven't seen Singapore in 2 years.
Yeah, I think the last winner was Sebastian Vettel in Ferrari. I think it was.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward for Singapore, because like
Yeah.
everybody, I think everybody missed like Japan, Singapore, Canada, Australia.
Yeah.
Australia is
After
always
Singapore,
teasing
yeah.
us.
Then after Singapore, we have Suzuka in Japan, which is
Always iconic.
iconic. And
It
then
should
we have
be Suzuka in this
yeah,
last
should.
weekend.
Yeah. Then after that, we have Austin, Texas. And after that, we have Mexico City, a great track for F1 gameplay,
Yeah.
for like
Yeah.
the F1 video game.
Yeah.
And then we
And
have
then after that
Brazil,
we have
Sao Paulo.
Brazil. Very good
And
for
then
overtaking.
and then we ended off with Abu Dhabi.
Yep.
It looks like a great calendar to me. I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, there's some of these races I have to see because there's some really great tracks. With Singapore, Monza.
Yeah.
Azerbaijan, Baku. I might have to watch it.
Yeah. But how about what will you think? What changes will you make in this next season's calendar?
Mm, I don't know. I might take out Sochi and replace it with another one. But I'm looking at this calendar and I'm pretty happy with it actually. Looking at it, it's a very complete calendar. There's some very interesting races. I might take out Netherlands because it was kind of a boring race. I might take out one of the Americans because there's already two American
Yeah.
US. Um, but yeah, I think overall it was really great calendar. What about you?
I think I would take out like 3 races since it's a 23 race season calendar, which is really, really hard for those who, working at the track. But of course, it's very good for the fans. But you have to feel for those, marshals, those like engineers.
Yeah.
But I would probably take out maybe Spain, Russia, and Netherlands, and maybe one of the Americans too.
Yeah.
And then I'll probably add one more, which is Malaysia. I really
Oh,
want to see
Malaysia.
Malaysia return
Oh,
because
yeah, I remember that.
I think every F1 fan miss it.
Yeah,
Malaysia
very,
always,
very good track. It's very fun. All those corners, overtake,
yeah,
hairpins.
very well
And there's
known for the Sebastian Vettel Mark Webber incident.
yeah. Also, I want to see. This might be a weird one, but Vietnam. Um,
Yeah,
I
Vietnam.
really miss Vietnam because there was, at the you go straight for like so long, and then do this massive hairpin, and then you go back at it again.
Yeah,
That's amazing for me. I really love
of
Vietnam.
course. Vietnam was supposed to happen in 2020, but then COVID-19
It's
really
like nope.
hurts us all. Everybody in this world has probably been impacted by COVID, and
Yeah,
it
very
really
bad
hurts.
situation.
We have to see Vietnam not participating. Maybe
Yeah,
they could come after next year, or maybe next year if some races, back down because of the COVID situation. Maybe Vietnam might fill it in.
I'm really hoping to see it. And okay, after we talk about the new calendars, we're gonna talk about the US Grand Prix stats. And Emma, want to head us off in that direction?
So I think the latest winner of the U.S. Grand Prix was, I'm pretty sure it was Valtteri Bottas. I'm not really sure.
Make
Um.
sure you have the right tracks. There might be two tracks that are like it in the
Oh
way.
yeah.
I think this one the one it is. I think this we're doing Miami. Which one is this again?
Well, let's do the Austin because we have Austin
Yeah,
next.
yeah.
Yeah, the race winner was Valtteri Bottas. Fortunately, I didn't get to see that race because it was very late for me in Thailand. It was like 2 a.m.
Oh
I think.
yeah, I don't think I can watch it either.
Yeah, it's very
It's a little
late
bit
for
Asian fans.
Asian people on the east side of the map. But the US, they have to also wake up early to see the race in
Oh
Asia
yeah,
and Europe, which I think is really annoying, the time zone. Like, but
yeah. It is what it is.
some races are worth it, some races isn't. But of course,
Yeah. Uh,
it's on the
I mean,
weekend.
I'd wake up to see Monza because that's an amazing race, or
Yeah,
Baku, Azerbaijan. But Austin, I don't. It's a bit of I think it's kind of a missing for me. I wouldn't wake up personally at 2 a.m. to to watch it.
yeah. But maybe qualifying because that's on a Saturday, and then I think I can wake
Yeah,
up late Sunday. Maybe
maybe you never
depends.
know.
Depends.
So we're gonna end it off there, guys. I hope that you guys enjoyed this episode. We had a lot of different stuff, and I'm really glad if you guys did enjoy this. We talk about the new F1 calendar, talk about Turkey, and talking about the US Grand Prix stats. Overall, have an amazing day, and from me and Namo, peace out.